Hi, I'm Em, and welcome back to the Professionals Recovery Room. Today we are talking about burnout. Burnout isn't just feeling exhausted or disengaged, it's a biological state that changes how your brain functions. When stress is short term, the body does exactly what it's designed to do. Heart rate increases, cortisol and adrenaline rise, focus narrows. You become alert and efficient. That's helpful in a crisis. But burnout happens when that stress never turns off. The body stays in a state of alert even when there's no real danger. Over time, the brain starts reallocating resources, and that's where problems begin. Let's break down what actually changes. First, stress disrupts executive function. Executive function lives in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning, prioritizing, decision making, emotional regulation, and impulse control. Under prolonged cortisol exposure, this region becomes less active. According to research summarized by the American Psychological Association, chronic stress reduces working memory and cognitive flexibility, the exact skills needed to think clearly and adjust behavior. This is why burned out people often say, I know what I should do, I just can't do it. Everything feels harder than it should. I can't think straight. That's not a lack of effort. It's the brain losing access to its higher functions. In a workplace, this shows up as difficulty prioritizing tasks, slower responses, or emotional reactions that feel out of proportion. Meetings feel foggy, deadlines feel heavier, even small decisions start to drain energy. Next, stress impacts creativity. When the brain is in survival mode, it's wired to focus on immediate threats. That means fewer resources go toward imagination or long term thinking. A 2018 Stanford study found that participants under time pressure produced fewer original ideas than those in a relaxed state. Stress narrows perspective. It's harder to think beyond the problem right in front of you. In a team setting, this can sound like, let's just get it done. Forget brainstorming, we don't have time. Innovation slows because the brain is trying to conserve energy. Stress also alters emotional balance. The amygdala, which helps process fear and threat, becomes more active. The prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate emotions, becomes quieter. That combination makes people more reactive and less patient. This is why even small frustrations can feel amplified. Over time, constant activation of this system creates what researchers call allostatic load. It's the wear and tear that comes from never turning stress off. The longer this goes on, the harder it becomes to return to baseline. In the workplace, this can show up as short tempers, frequent misunderstandings, or leaders who struggle to connect with their teams. When everyone's brain is operating in survival mode, collaboration turns into competition. Communication becomes transactional. Creativity feels like a luxury instead of a tool. There's also a physical cost. Sleep becomes disrupted. Concentration weakens. The immune system slows down. The body starts signaling that something needs to change, but often we push through instead of resetting. The good news is that the brain is adaptable. Through a process called neuroplasticity, it can recover and rebuild. Studies from Yale and Harvard have shown that practices like consistent rest, mindfulness, and deep breathing can reduce amygdala activity and strengthen prefrontal connections. This means the same brain that burned out under stress can heal when given the right conditions. Recovery starts with recognition. Burnout is a signal that your brain has been protecting you for too long. By understanding what's happening internally, you can begin to respond with intention and not frustration. In the next part of this episode, we'll shift from understanding to action. You'll learn how to reset your system with simple, science-backed practices that helps your brain recover its balance. So join me for episode 2, part 2. See you there.